All right, we're recording. All right, guys, welcome to the team call. It is November 28th, so there is 2 days. Is there 30 days? Yeah, 2 days left in this month. Oh my gosh, literally can't believe that it's already the end of November. We have 1 month left in this month. Like, that blows my mind. Blows my mind. So, like I have been saying, well, I'll talk about this later. But first of all, I want to share Success Club. So let me share my screen. And shout out to these babes on the board. And for Danny, who just jumped on, I don't know how far you've gotten in the training yet, but Success Club is just a measure of how many lives we have changed. So for every 2 points, it is 1 life. And my internet is being hella slow right now. So let me know. Make sure you guys can hear me, right? Yeah. Good. Gucci. Good. Okay. So for every 2 points, it is 1 life. So shout out to Alicia. She has changed 1 life. Jessica, who has changed a life. And Sam, I don't know how to say your coach's name. Lisha?
I think it's Lisha. Okay. I haven't. She's like, so just like clarification, she's not ready to actively coach, but she signed up for CBC.
Oh, you should let her know. She helps one more friend. She'll literally make back her money and Success Starter, get her free ticket. So anyways, 2 lives for Alicia, 2 lives for Libby, 2 lives for Veronica, killing it. So that just means to hit Success Club, you need 5 points. 5 points is kind of like, I don't even know how you get 5 points anymore because the point system used to be different, but basically you have to change 3 lives in order to hit Success Club, and that is just the benchmark that Beachbody gives us to make sure that you are changing lives and moving your business forward every month. So with that being said, shout out to you guys on the board, and there is still 2 days left in this month and 2 days left of the November sale, so making sure that you are following up with everybody and reaching back out to anybody you have talked to in the past, reaching back out to people that you talked to this month or whenever that have told you no because of price. So with that being said, one thing that I am doing is I'm going to send out one last email today and tomorrow, well, probably the last 3 days, to everybody that has filled out my form, everybody that has given me email for any reason that is in my Google Streak. I'm just going to send them a last email these next couple of days, just be like, this is the last chance to get $20 off. And just continue to put it out there to them. I probably won't post too much about it on my stories because I am focused on the Snoop group, but it doesn't hurt to mention it on there. One thing that I know I said yesterday on my story, this is the cheapest it'll ever be, and my next group announced when my next group would be starting, so kind of giving people a heads up. But that's what I have to say about that. Like I said, getting people into the Snoop group is so key, and I've been inviting my face off to it, just everybody, literally, like I said last week, just everybody that follows you, because it's a free group. If they don't want in, whatever, move on to the next person, but get people in there, collect email addresses, put them into your streak, because not only are you getting them for this, but you're going to have them to reach back out to just continue to let people know about your future boot camps. Yes, Sam?
I have a question about that. So when people add themselves to the group and put their email in, after you approve them, is there a way to go back and look at the emails? Because I didn't even think about that.
Let me try and share my screen. Yeah, no, I thought about that today, honestly, this morning. Let me see while you guys are on here. Let's check, because I feel like there's got to be a way. If not, you can always reach back out to the person and be like, hey, sorry, I missed your email. What's your email?
Right, because if you add them yourself, they don't get the questions, right?
Right. And I haven't added anyone. I just send them the link to add themselves, because then it makes them answer the questions. It's being kind of slow. Maybe we just check for data. I might have you check it later because this is being hella slow, but there's probably a way to do it. If not, I'll figure it out. But like I said, you should be able to reach back out to them and just ask them their email. But what was what I was saying before is just making sure we get people in here, because I was talking to my friend Ashley and I was just like, girl, you need to seriously take advantage of Transform 20, because it's going to be just like 80 Day Obsession. Like literally it is going to blow our businesses out of the water, but we have to start thinking about it now and prepping for it now and getting people in there and giving people the info, because this is the most preparation I feel like we've ever had to do for a program, like ever had the opportunity to do, because they've given us so much heads up about it all. So we really just need to make sure we're taking care of that, because we about to be at the top. We're about to seriously take advantage of this. Our businesses are going to blow up. We're going to completely transform our minds and our bodies. Like, I literally cannot freaking wait to start this. I'm so ready for it. So let's just make sure we're taking advantage of it and posting about it on our stories and being intentional with our posting about it as well. So I know Sam had one thing she wanted to share. So if you want to go ahead, Sam.
Good. So I shared this with my team, and I'm sure some people might be doing this already. I'm not sure, but when I first started, or the first couple months, actually for a while, when I was like inviting people and people would tell me no, I would always just be like, okay, no problem, and like close the door. And then I like kind of branched out of my comfort zone a little bit and said like, no problem, like what's holding you back? And some people would answer, but some people would still ghost me. So like now I'm saying like, no problem. Like instead of like asking what's holding them back, I always offer something free. So like a free workout, or right now offering them the Transform 20 group. And I've been getting like good like feedback from that, like from people either saying like, yeah, I would love to try a free workout. Like I've said like, no problem, like would you want to try a free workout or two in the meantime to see what it's like? And like that's a way to get their email. So like I've been collecting a bunch of emails that way. And I can like share with you guys, but I just drafted up like a really short email on how to access both of the free workouts, and like took screenshots of what things look like and stuff like that. But I just like, ever since Google Streak came into play, like I thought it was like a really good way to get people's emails, so you just have it for the future.
Yeah.
Instead of just like completely closing the door and being like, okay, and like kind of cutting off that relationship with them. So
another thing along with that is like when people say like no to an invite or something, one thing that I always do is like, hey, no problem, like are you already in like a fitness routine of your own that you love, asking them to just like learn more about them, and then like also just offering that free option for them as well. Yeah, do you have like scripts for that? Because that'd be awesome if you could post them in the group.
Yeah.
Everybody. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. So I just wanted to like, honestly, like Sam, what do you think like changed for you this month?
Well, after coming back from the Diamond Retreat, I kind of like had a fire under my butt to begin with. Like Ashley said today, if you're on like the new coach call or whatever, every time there's like a live event or somewhere you go, you always come back like really amped up. But I also like told myself like I can't lose that momentum, because every time that I go away and come back, I have like a really good solid week or two, but then I just like fizzle out and it's really like I plateaued. Mm-hmm. So just like keeping that momentum. And I also had to tell myself like, you really have to capitalize on the opportunity that's in front of you, like with the sale and everything that's going on. Not to get discouraged once it ends, because $160 is still a great deal to invest in your health regardless, but just like really using what you have to your advantage right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's really.
So have you been inviting to, so you said you offer the free thing, so have you been inviting to the boot camp and then offering the Snoop group after, if they say no?
So I really tried to stick as much as possible to like the marketing plan that we made. Mm-hmm. But I think I did it pretty much separately, or like with my follow-ups when I followed up with people. And they said like, oh no, because I had a bunch of follow-ups I had to do. And when they would say like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not interested this month, then I would like follow up with the free workout or something. But yeah, when I followed up or invited to the boot camp or whatever, when someone would say no, I would offer either or. But now since it's Transform 20, I tried to get as many people in there as.
Yeah.
But. Yeah.
Cool. I love it. I love it. And I wanted to hear from Jess too, because you guys are both killing it this month, and I love it. And I just like, I love seeing that fire and stuff. Like, I know Jess, you already told me, but I'm going to unmute you real quick. Like, if you might have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I got it.
What do you think changed for you this month?
I just stopped putting like a lot of pressure on myself, I guess. Which I guess could be a good and a bad thing, but I was so adamant about hitting Success Club all the time, like to the point where it was kind of like shooting down my confidence. So I remember like talking to Sam and Gracie. I'm just like, it gets pretty stressful sometimes. So I kind of started focusing on myself and just doing it day by day, because if I keep on like focusing on just one thing, it's gonna make me unhappy. So I just have to look at it as a whole. And like, yeah, that's the big picture, but I have to think with the end in mind and take all the get there. So I'm kind of like going with it.
I love it. I love it. So one thing I watched the Tony Robbins thing, and I was gonna just have us watch it together, but I might just like summarize it, because I feel like as much as like it's awesome to hear from Tony Robbins, like maybe it'll be better coming from my mouth. But one thing last night on the new coach call, or on the Team Elevate call where the new coaches shared, is just like a couple of key things that I wrote down that they just kept saying. And I think that this is just, it was like a kind of like just a reminder for me was, I mean, we hear it all the time, like, why did you start? Like, why did you start? But for me, like, it being 3 years ago, like, it was kind of like I almost forgot. It was like I almost forgot of like how I was feeling. And that's like the biggest thing is I wish so badly that I had like written more posts and like been more into all of like the actual coaching side of things when I did get started, because I wish that I had all of like those feelings and everything written down, you know? But just like remembering actually how you were feeling and putting that into words and telling a story about it. I think that's so, I mean, you hear that all the time, but it's so powerful to continue to share that and that story and those feelings, because people are moved by feelings and emotions, and not just by like, here's what I did, here's where I'm at now. Like, it's so great. Like, that's, nobody's falling for that, and they can see right through it. Like, they want to feel it. So like a couple of big things were, one like star thing I put was just she said she put this as her side, I don't remember her name, but she put this as her side hustle with college because she didn't have time for to work another job. And I think that that's something that, as far as like our market, like obviously it's a little bit different for all of us, but if people don't have time like to work another job, or they want to make more money, marketing is that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Just the passion thing, the passion and dreaming bigger. And there was one thing I wrote down that she said that just like hit me hard. She said, trust me when I say I know what I bring to the table, so I'm not afraid to eat alone. That shit was like, yo. Yes. Go ahead, Sam.
Another thing, I think it was the same girl who said it, but the worst possible thing that could happen, which I have to remind myself this constantly, especially when people say no, especially when I feel like giving up, or it's not just remembering like why you started, but also that like the business is always going to be there. And the worst thing that could possibly happen is that you get really fit and you're taking care of yourself and being a better version of you. So like, even if the things aren't happening for you right now, like you're still leading a healthy lifestyle. And Maddie, you even said it to me once, because I told you like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going to quit. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I asked you, I said, do you ever think of quitting? And you said, honestly, no, because this is just my life now. And just taking care of yourself is like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's so true. And I have said this to Liv a million times, is like, you guys are my lifers. Like, you are my lifers. That's why you're here on this call. Like, you're not going anywhere. And I know that. And when I joined, like, it was never a thought in my brain that I would quit this, because it was something I knew that I was going to do. It was my life. It became my life. The big community became my life. Working out and eating well, like taking care of myself, reading personal development, like that was my life. So like, why wouldn't I, like, I have to, if I was just like, okay, take the coaching part away and I was just doing this as a challenger, I would be sharing that anyway because it's my life. So why not be labeled as a coach and help others in that same way? Like it's so crazy to me when you put it that way, because it's true. Like I would never, like I can't quit. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, go ahead, Liv.
Well, whenever you guys are done with like what you're saying, 'cause I feel like I'm gonna go off on a tangent.
What were you gonna say, Sam?
I was gonna say, don't let her speak.
What?
I'm kidding.
Where are you?
I can't really hear very well, so I don't know what you guys said.
Go ahead. You can speak.
So, I was just thinking about it, like listening to you guys talk about like what you've done this month to like be excelling, and I want to be like super transparent and explain why I have not been excelling, because like I think that it, like everyone, when you have a bad month, like you can get super discouraged and you try to like place the blame on like outside factors. And the difference between what I've done and what Sam and Jess have been doing is totally just consistency. Like I have not invited every day. I have been focusing on like the stress in my life, like letting it eat me alive. Like I've been focusing on other people, and like I mean I've been really into like my own journey with doing Shift Shop and stuff, but like I haven't been like using this business to its like full potential. And so I just think that like that's totally the difference. And like I know exactly what I need to do next month. Like this month like hit me in the face. Like, and that's the thing, is like it's always gonna be like this roller coaster, and like the second you think that you're content, like I was killing it for a little bit, but then like I thought everything was good, and you know, you kind of take your foot off the gas, and there were so many days I didn't invite, there were so many days that I didn't show up fully, and like I assumed that I had people in my back pocket to sign up, and none of them did, and I didn't keep adding people on Instagram. Like all of those things, like just like all of us are gonna go through this, and like obviously like listen to what people are saying with like how they're being successful, because the consistency is 100% it.
Yes. And honestly, guys, I'm not against taking this night tonight, because I kind of feel like we all need it. And I honestly said to Liv before we got on here, I was like, I don't really know what you guys need to hear tonight. And I texted Jess before the call, and I was kind of like, where are you, like, I know like you're doing well and stuff, but like where are you struggling? What are the aspects that you feel like you need some more like help with, or like guidance or anything like that? So like I love that we're chatting right now, and I do want to hear, like I want this to be like open conversation. But what Liv said about the you know, it's consistency, and the thing is, success and failure, we all know this, but it's all the compound effect, and those little things that you do every single day, like they're going to add up. And if you're not inviting every day, you think you're good, but then like there's no staying here. Like you're either going up or down, and that comes from literally the first ever book that I read. It was The Slight Edge, and that literally I can't not think of that every single day. Is every decision that you're making, it's either taking you up or down. There is no like here. It's either taking you up or down, and you choose which way you're gonna go. But I do want to talk just a little bit about the Tony Robbins podcast, or the video that I watched, and I'll share it in the team page so you guys can all watch it. But it was basically just about like is like the biggest thing was we live who we believe we are. So like we have these set mindsets about our personalities and who we are, is like what makes us us. So for example, I always say that like I'm very like conservative. I'm like, I don't like to dress up, like I don't like to wear makeup, like all of this stuff. But that's something that I've just consistently told myself that that's who I am. And I don't know if that's necessarily who I am. That's just something that I've consistently told myself. And so I stick with that. And whatever's out of line with that, like I just say that's not me. So we live who we believe we are. So if we want to change something in our lives, we have to, it's not just about what we want, and it's not just about like, hang on one sec. It's not just about like changing your identity. It's about expanding it. Hang on, something came up. So it's not changing who you think you are. It's like expanding who you think you are. And raising your standards of who you are as a person. So like if you want to, so say, I'm gonna put this in terms of like a fitness journey. So you wanna lose 10 pounds. Well, there's nothing there that's like compelling you to do that. You wanna lose 10 pounds, but like why? You have to come up with that why behind it. And this is what we hear all the time, but like you wanna transform your body. You wanna feel younger. You wanna feel vibrant. You wanna feel stronger than you've ever felt before. You wanna love the girl in the mirror. And here's your reasons behind that. You want to like, you have to really identify yourself in a new way, and every single day, like you have to show up like that, and that becomes the standard of how you live. So, okay, another example is, you know, people every day we see in the world, and same for us, like we see people every day that are struggling, and we make just enough to make rent. We make just enough to make rent consistently. And then say, for example, our mom is placed in the hospital and we have to come up with a way to pay for that bill. And somehow we do it. But every other month we've just consistently made enough to pay our bills. And that's the standard that we set for ourselves, is paying enough to pay for bills. But some other circumstance came in where we had to pay for something else and we made it happen. So like our standards were raised by an outside thing, but the thing is we can do that ourselves. We can raise our standards ourselves. But the thing is, it's not just raising your standard and like saying that you're going to show up as a different person or like what you want to show up as. It's really about the rituals that come behind this, and this is what we do every single day. This is our vital behaviors, and this is exactly what you were just saying, Sam, about like if I would ever quit as a coach, and I said no. The reason behind that was because I raised my standard of who I was as a person and what I was going to do every day. I told myself I was, you know, I didn't say like I was an athlete, but that's kind of like the mentality that went behind it, is I raised my standard of who I was as a person and how I was going to take care of myself. So not showing up to that just like wasn't an option anymore. It wasn't an option because I had raised my standard. And I developed the rituals behind that in order to consistently stay up to do it, in order to make it happen, in order to live up to that standard. So really like asking yourself, like, what is the standard you hold yourself to? I wanted to go through the little exercise that was at the end of it. Last thing before I do that is he was talking to, in the video, he was talking to Michael Jordan, and he said, the quote that he said in there was just like, it was very strong, and it was what I feel like we all need to hear. He said, every day I demand more from myself than anybody else could humanely. He said, humanely expect. I'm not competing with somebody, I'm competing with what I'm capable of. That's crazy. Like, we always say, oh wow, they just gave us unlimited minutes for this Zoom call. That's cool. That can be dangerous though. But he said, every day I demand more for myself than anyone else could humanely expect. I'm not competing with somebody, I'm competing with what I'm capable of. Like that's so powerful, because we're not competing with anybody else on the team. We're not competing with anybody else in this business. We're literally competing with what we know that we can accomplish and what our standards are going to be, what we set ourselves up for. So this is hard for me to it was hard for me to like listen to all of this, because I feel like in this point, that's exactly what I needed to hear, because I held myself at with school, I held myself at such a high standard. Like I literally, and I'm sad that Liv just jumped off, but I literally, anything less than a 100, anything less than a 4.0, it was not happening. I remember like this one day, in science, bio, or whatever, my teacher like knocked points off because she told me I handed it in late, and I like had to freak out in class in front of everyone, because it was like the first time I didn't get like a 100 on something. And like I held myself to such a high standard, and it wasn't anybody else around me that held me to that standard. Like a lot of times, I think for Sam, like you always wanted to like do that for your dad, but for me, like I never had anybody else that told me I needed to do that. Like that was solely because I wanted to be the best. And that's what it like talks about in this video, is like you want to be the ultimate best. Like any great person out there, any person like you see excelling, like they're not just trying to be like good in their industry. They're going after being the best. Like they're doing it, and they're setting their standards really fucking high for themselves. And like I think with that mentality, I think this is where like a lot of us struggle, because it's our tribe, it's who I attract, is we have always set super high standards for ourselves, and just like you were saying, like you kind of beat yourself up. But I think it was if you don't like completely meet that high standard you set, but in that you're growing so much because you do have that standard set for yourself. And you have to like just remember to give yourself grace, and remember that just make yourself proud. Like I feel like that's the biggest thing, is did you do the things that are you proud of what you did today? Can you go to sleep tonight and be proud of the progress that you made and the time you put in? What else though? So I want to do the little exercise now. And the last thing is the environment that you're in. Like what are their standards? What are you surrounding yourself? So if you're in a environment where the people around you don't have high standards for their health and fitness, they don't want to like take care of themselves, like how do you think that that's going to affect you? That's an influence on you constantly. You are who you hang out with. Oh my God, so I can't. Okay, so what area of your life do you want to improve? So this can be, I want you guys to either write like honestly you need to write this down, whether it's in your phone, you take notes or whatever, but you guys need to write this down. What area in your life do you want to improve? What area in your life do you feel like your standards need to be raised? I mean, it can be anything. So your business, your spirituality, your relationship with higher power, your relationship, your health, your fitness, any of that. So just pick like, I wrote down a couple, but and you can do this for a couple of them, but just pick like one overarching area that you really want to improve on. And write down, so second step after you've got that is write down, what is it like right now? Like, what does it look like? Where are you at? And be like super honest with yourself. So for me, to be completely honest, I wrote business and I said, I'm just making it. I said, I'm not thriving. I said, I'm not breaking through. I'm just making it right now. So write down where you're at. Next thing, you guys are gonna just look up and then I'll start the next thing. Okay, next thing is, what are the rituals that got you here? So what are the things that you did every day that got you to this point where you're not completely happy with where you're at? So for me, I wrote down lack of focus and intention in my business time, and not tracking everything. So not having a set plan with a tracker. So you know what I'm doing tonight? I am going down to the business center and printing off my trackers, because I have done the whole like trying on. You guys know I am not all that technologically savvy, and you know what? I used to, when I first started this business, it was like literally, it must have been 2 years ago, because I think I was doing an internship. Yeah, 2 years ago, I had this giant ass binder, like this giant binder just packed full of trackers that I filled out every single day. But you know what? I was consistent as fuck. So Matt's going down to the thing to print out her tracker. Yeah, dude.
Just like one thing with that I find myself doing all the time is, especially like being a mainly stay-at-home mom now and not working like a 9 to 5 and having that schedule, is not being disciplined, because it is so easy with this business particularly to just be like, I'll do it later, or I'll do it before bed, and then life happens and then you don't do it. So just like being disciplined and saying like, these are the hours that I'm working. These are the things that I'm getting done today, and I'm not going to sleep until they get done.
Yeah.
And really having that CEO mindset, like this is a business and it's not going to work if you're not working.
Yep. You're not going to get paid unless you're working. So yeah, no. And that's what it comes down to, is like, are you being disciplined? Are you doing it every day? Another thing, if you guys aren't listening to Melanie Mitros, I've been listening to her a lot, but if you aren't listening to her podcast, like, listen to it, because it's really good. I mean, it's, you know, we're gonna hear the same things over and over and over and over again, and different people are gonna click with you at different times in your business and different seasons of your business. So like right now, like for me, like I'm really looking to those like higher up leaders, because like that's where I feel like I'm headed. That's my goal, and so that's who I'm like connecting with. Okay, but next thing is, okay, so I said, what are the rituals that got you here? And then the next one is, what do you want? What do you want out of that one area of your life? Like, what do you want it to look like? How do you want to feel? Depending on what your area is that you picked. So I said, I want to feel strong, like the strongest I've ever felt. I want to make 6 figures next year. I want to help other girls transform their life physically, mentally, and financially. Those were my, like, what do you actually want? And I want to be able to fucking travel whenever the fuck I want to. Literally, what I need in my life is to be able to hop on a plane and buy a plane ticket to friggin' France if I want to go to France. And go in my car and not worry about gas money, like little stuff. Veronica, yes. Travel bugs over here. Okay, last question. What are the rituals that will get you there? What are the rituals? Soph is like, I'm coming to steal a computer. Yo, are you guys writing this down? Because I don't see no pens or no phones in your hand writing this stuff down. You got it? Okay. Just checking. All right. So for me, because I wrote down business, I said my affirmations. I have slacked a little bit on my consistent affirmations. My daily plan, like Sam just said, and talking to more people. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. If I really want to grow, I have to talk to more people and just be disciplined in my dailies. So, and the last thing that is like what he said in the video, the last like 5 minutes, like make sure you listen to, because it's everything you need to hear. But this is something that we need to make a post about is when you become disciplined in one area of your life, it flows over into every other area of your life. And I feel like this is so true for us, especially as in what we do as coaches and what we do on our fitness journey. Like a lot of us start because we want to be in better shape. We want something physical from it. But once we become disciplined in that area of our life, it opens up our eyes, and it opens up just like our capability, our own idea of what we're capable of in every other aspect of our life, and what we can be disciplined in other aspects. So I know a little bit ago, like I wrote a post about not eating a Reese's that was in front of me. Like I could have eaten it. Like I wasn't going to feel guilty if I did eat it, but I was like, I had built that discipline in that area of my life with food because I struggled with it for so long that Reese's meant so much more than just a Reese's. Like it was about the discipline in the other areas of my life, because I know that if I'm not staying disciplined with my fitness and my nutrition, that I'm not thanks V, that I'm not going to be disciplined in my business, because I mean, first of all, those two are connected, but I'm not going to be disciplined in any other area of my life. So that's a big thing that I think we forget to share a lot in our posts, is just we share that this is so much more than the fitness, but I think that really honing in on the fact that once you create that discipline with yourself in this area of your life, it shows you that you're capable of it in every other area of your life, and that motivation like goes away. It's just that you learn how to be disciplined and you apply it to every other aspect. Last thing, there's two pains in life. There's the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. So that's what I got. So freaking true. So let's freaking crush it, because we all know that we're so capable of it. And I'm so excited. Like I'm so excited for this, for Transform 20, because I think I said to Sam the other day, just seeing how far, like all of you, seeing how far you've come already, like literally I could cry my eyes out right now. Like it makes me so proud, but like I cannot wait like to see where all of us are after this program, in our businesses, in our physical journey, in our like mental journey. I got freaking tears now. I need to get off this call and go to sleep, I think. But seriously, like I can't wait. So just like, let's just do it. Just do it. Like no more, just no more excuses, guys. Like we're so capable. I mean, we're so capable, and we have the perfect opportunity to just freaking explode. So let's just make the most of it. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Are you guys, and I want to open up on you guys if you want, but is there any, Jess said she wanted to see, I want to show you guys this one thing, because I know I shared it on last week's team call, but I don't know how many of you caught the recording, but I want to, where is my online office?
You and Liv look like freaking babies in that picture.
Oh, in my screen?
Yeah.
I know. Hang on. Now we gotta look at it. Why won't this move? Well, I can't get it to move. Never mind. I can't get it to move. I don't know why. Okay, what was I showing you? Okay. Under Grow My Business, Product, Tools, and Shareable Media. If it'll load. Cool, it's having me sign in again. Sorry guys, it's slow. Slow. All right. Oh, you know what, Sam? We should I might do another call maybe this week and just do like an online office like training.
I was just saying to actually Veronica, like if we could just go over like that, and then team cycling and explaining like how, like I said to you, like I think it was a week or so ago, I said with placing people on each leg, it's like a freaking strategic game and like knowing how to make the most money, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely, I'm having Celine Bacardi speak on our call next week, but is there like a day that, I'll post a little poll in the group and see if there's a day this week that you guys want to do another call, because I'll definitely go over all of that. I like to talk about this stuff. So, okay. So I just want to show you, this is under Grow My Business and then Product Tools and Shareable Media. You scroll down here, the Transform 20 Product Toolkit. So like if you feel kind of like all over the place or a little lost on Transform 20, they literally have everything here for us. And this thing is really cool because it outlines like the different packages of like what you need to get people set up with. If it'll load. But also, guys, if you missed the National Wake Up Call, like Liv posted about, if you missed the National Wake Up Call, go back and listen to it. Go back and listen to it. It explains just like how to make the most out of this launch. And also, I took notes on it all, so if you don't want to listen, like just at least check out the notes. I wrote all the notes on the post of the National Wake Up Call. But basically, it just talks about how to take advantage of the launch. And if you missed the team call with Shanti, I think Ash should have it posted, so it's in the files if you want to go watch that, because he breaks it down too. But another resource I posted in the team group was just there was another guy who, I don't know his name, but somebody from Beachbody who went over all of Transform 20, like literally every single thing you needed to know. So all of those resources are posted in the team page. So just if you're a little lost on that, check that out. Check this out. It's everything you need to know on the program. So as far as the Snoop group goes this week, so what we have been doing, I know Jess, you're posting tomorrow. So what we have been doing is just literally watching, and we're seeing what's being posted in the big group and then just recreating it. So whatever the person posts in that group, watch the video, and then just take some notes and recreate it. So Ashley didn't post like a script for the group like that we can copy. I'm taking what's in that group and reposting it for ours. So that's pretty much all you need to know as far as like what you need to post, is just recreate whatever is posted tomorrow. I wish I could give you more than that, but that's just what we're doing. But is there any last minute questions or anything that you guys want to talk about? Just like, nah, I'm good. All right, guys, let's take a quick pic. All right, smile. Oh, Sam, hang on, you're looking at your phone. Okay. Cute. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much for jumping on tonight. What? Hang on, unmute. I can't unmute it.
I said, can we take another one? I was covering soap space.
Yeah. Okay, smile.
Thanks. Okay.
She got the foot. All right, guys, thank you for jumping on tonight. Just like I said, just keep continuing to invite people to this Transform 20 group. Keep continuing to share your story and where you're at. I think the biggest thing that like I personally was struggling with this week is I don't love Shift Shop. I don't love it, and so I feel like I've kind of been, because I'm not super passionate about that journey right now, I've kind of like it's like everything, it flows into every other thing that I'm doing. So my mission of tomorrow is to bring the passion, is to bring my all to it, because it's what I'm in right now, it's what I committed to, so I need to bring the energy to it. So just remember that, bring the energy, friggin' set your standards way fucking high and crush them. All right. That's a nice thing. All right, I love you guys. Thank you for jumping on, and I will talk to you. I will post the poll about like another call on the like online office and volume training and all of that. All right, love you guys. Bye.